The Texas Tech Library has a number of online features that can help you find sources, no matter where you are, as long as you are a Texas Tech student. This is Michelle Cowan, and I'm going to take you through some of the main features you may not know about to help you with your next research project. I encourage you to follow along on your own computer during this video, since doing it yourself may help you remember how to do this better than just watching. So first, let's go to departments.ttu.edu/library, and departments is abbreviated. So departments.ttu.edu/library. Going to library.ttu.edu will also take you to the same place. If it asks you to log in, use your Texas Tech student information and join us on the homepage. Today I'm going to focus on three main features: personal librarians, research guides, and document delivery. But before I get into those, I want to point out the limitations of this search right here, this one search. It's a great search. You can search for all kinds of items, especially if you know the name of the author, the title, all of that good stuff. But I want you to know that it does not find everything you have access to through Texas Tech. I want to encourage you to search individual databases for your topic to see more results. Another great option is Google Scholar, which I do explain in another video in this section. So just know this is a great search, but it won't find everything you have access to. You want to find databases that are specifically related to your subject, and that's where personal librarians and research guides will come in handy in a major way. So to access these features I'm talking about, go to Research and Teaching Support at the top of the page. So go back to the home page, Research and Teaching Support, and go to Personal Librarians first. Now, you'll see that every major at Texas Tech has a personal librarian assigned to it. So you find your department and your major. I'm just going to go in, for example, to humanities, and arts and sciences, and history. And I'll go to Jack Becker's page. So you'll see a little bit of information about your librarian. You'll see the guides that they've created, and you'll also see their contact information. So you can click through to their information. You can email them. If you're stuck or you don't know where to go to search for your topic, email your librarian. They will get back to you with suggestions, research help. It's their job to do this. It is not cheating if you email them. In fact, I highly encourage you to take all advantage of all the avenues you can to find the information you need. So be sure that you just give the librarian a little bit of information about your topic and see if they can help. They probably can. Now, you'll see a list of guides that this person's created, so you may want to browse those first. If you're interested in Asian studies, he has one for that. But this is just one way you can get to these research guides. There are many, many more. So in order to browse all the subjects that you have available to you, go back to that Research and Teaching Support section, go to Research Guides under the Guide section, and then you can see 96 subjects. So lots of subjects available. For an example, I'm going to go to Agricultural Education and Communications. Click on it, click through. You can see other guides that are related to this subject, like Agricultural and Applied Economics. You can also see, and this is the important thing, a list of databases that are good for this subject. So Texas Tech searches a lot of different databases. Texas Tech has agreements with a lot of different publishers, a lot of different databases to give you access, but it's hard to know which databases are actually good for your subject. These research guides let you know. So it gets these are a little bit more general. Education Source, Web of Science, these are good. They will have agricultural information in them, but then you even have very specific things like Agricultural Communications Documentation Center. You can even search for some very specific journals. If you don't know the name of major journals in your subject area, you might want to look at these lists of journals and see if any of those are something that you would want to search through. So each of these will take you one step closer to articles you want. So this takes you directly to a journal. If you just are looking for ideas and things like that, what's going on now with your topic, you can look at journals. You can also, search databases. You go to these specific ones. It just takes you one step closer and will give you information that that one search will not be able to provide you. So the last thing that I want you to look at on this page is the tabs at the top. be sure that whatever guide you go into, you do explore the tabs. They have access to books, longer information. If you go back to these guides and say you go to journalism, they have slightly different tabs at the top. So there are additional resources. So don't think that the initial page you go to has everything on it. Be sure you click on these different tabs. Now, the final thing that I want to cover in this video is document delivery, which is really helpful if you find an article, a book, or anything that you don't have an electronic version of. So these days there are electronic versions of almost everything, but occasionally you will definitely run into some items that can only be checked out in person. They're only physical. So when you know the item that you want and you have the author name, the title, any other information, you can select document delivery to have that document scanned into PDF form and emailed to you. So if you go to the main homepage of the library, there's a link here to document delivery. There's also a link up in research and teaching support under other resources. And then you can also go to search and check out, request items, document delivery. You'll have to do a little extra sign in. Just sign in right there, and you'll see all the different things. And so if you know what your thing is, if it's an article or journal, if it's a book, this is particularly helpful if you're looking for book chapters and you don't want to waste your time going to check out the whole book when you don't even know if you're that interested. You can have them scan just one chapter of the book. If you do that, you just click on any of the items. Again, book title, the author, the chapter title, year. They want as much information as you can give them to be very specific. You fill out all the information and submit your request. It's the same way no matter what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a thesis, a piece of media, a journal article, you're going to submit it. So you'll typically receive any items you request within 24 hours. It sometimes takes 48 hours or a little longer, especially if you request on a weekend. But usually I get my items within a day. And you get a PDF of that chapter or that article or whatever it is delivered to your email address. You may even just want 8 pages from a book. You can totally request that too. So again, all of these services are available to you and they're there for you to take advantage of, especially if you're an off-site student. So I hope this video helps you leverage a few more resources available at Texas Tech. And if you have any questions about this information, please email me at the address listed in the syllabus. Happy researching!